Hello and welcome to the one and only I'm Possible show. My name is Dilara Fost and I will be your host for today, tomorrow, and any other day you join us here on the I'm Possible show. Today our guest is called The New Normal. They are an up-and-coming company who organize shows in and around Vancouver. And through finding local hit bands, they have created and expanded a community of art lovers. So please welcome with me on stage, The New Normal. So thank you so much for coming here today. It's amazing to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, of course. So your name is The New Normal.
Yes.
What inspired that name? It's a great name. I love it. But what was the inspiration for that one?
Well, basically, we were just brainstorming a bunch of different names, and we thought, COVID is probably going to stick around for a while, and it's going to affect the music industry, live music industry. So we were like, hey, why don't we just make this the new normal? So we just embrace the change and just kind of roll with it.
Beautiful.
And it kind of sounded cool. It's like, we're the new normal.
Yeah.
So
it is definitely catchy. I really like that name.
thank you.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you're a company and you're organizing live music shows, and you have a show also today, which I'm very excited for.
Yeah.
So how are you going to find those live shows and there's music groups? So let's imagine I was a band and I wanted to join you in one of your shows. What would I do? Like, do you go old-fashioned, stick the posters on street lights or something?
Yeah, we kind of did a bit of both.
Oh,
like
really?
we made posters, and I don't know if we actually printed them out and put them on the bulletin boards, but we kind of just sent them off. We just send them off to any music friends that we know, and then kind of go word of mouth. We also did a bit of advertising on our Instagram page. But for the most part, yeah, kind of old-fashioned. For this show, I basically found the jazz department, the teacher, the head of jazz department, and was like, hey, do you know of any jazz students who are interested in possibly performing? And she's like, yeah, and she just blasted that email to every
All the
other
jazz students?
yeah, so it was cool. And then through there, just people responded. And
So did you have a big crowd of people to kind of decide which one to choose for you?
yeah, which was kind of crazy. I got
Wow.
20 people replying.
And
So that was a little overwhelming.
Is there kind of a theme that you were going for this show, and kind of you had to decide which, band fits into that theme?
Yeah, we want to do jazz. Because we initially were having some hard times with finding indie bands in Vancouver, because they're so busy and everything was so uncertain. So
yes, especially with COVID still around.
exactly. So we stuck with the school, and we're we're just gonna find some talented folks in school. Yeah.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I imagine that it is hard to organize an event like that, and besides finding all the bands and scheduling all of that, were there a lot of hurdles that you had to overcome, or something specific that was that stuck in mind and that you wanted to share with our audience who might take something away from?
Especially with COVID nowadays, it's kind of harder for people to feel safe in these conditions. And for our show today, we're actually gonna have it live streamed on YouTube, so people not just locally can watch them, it can be around the world, and reach more people. And with venues closing down and trying just to contact more and more people. And I think having our jazz department for our school specifically really helped, and just us helping each other out.
And did you first wanted to have a different venue outside, and the kind of struggles with COVID in that area as well?
Yeah, we were supposed to have it at Redgate. It was in downtown, I think. Yeah, and there were some struggles with that, and just contacting venues. They would say yes, and then end up saying no. Then bands would change their minds a lot. So I think having our first show being a live stream show was a good take.
So that's kind of how you took the challenge. You instead of doing it really like a live performance, you changed to live stream.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And were there any fun things that happened? Because people usually come to me and tell me the depressing things about their job. So I was wondering, was there anything like fun facts that happened during your project management? Everyone is thinking. I'm not sure if that's a good sign.
Fun things. I think because this is our first year and like meeting these people and like working has been such an honor and like a pleasure, and like building these relationships with them, getting to know them, and just learning new things as you go. I didn't have much experience like putting on live shows, and now I just like know things that I wouldn't have known like 6 months ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. You live and learn, right?
Yeah, and like the Zoom calls that we'd have, like the little like meetings that we'd have, and we would just kind of like mess around and like joke and just like look at YouTube videos of like other artists performing and just like
so that's
bond.
What you're doing for
Yeah.
your meetings.
There was
watching YouTube
there was
videos.
actually a funny video that we saw. I think Gabriel showed it to us. It was like this mosh pit, like this metal like mosh pit taking place at a Denny's, and it was just such a weird video. It was like
Did it have anything to do with the actual work that you're doing in the group? Not really.
not really. We were coming up with like we're brainstorming venues,
Yeah.
and we're like,
That's the place.
Denny's. Why don't we have it
That's
at
the place
Denny's?
to go. Awesome.
It was a nasty video, but it was really funny. It was fun times.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. You mentioned you have a Instagram channel, right? So where
Yeah.
can the people who are watching this and who are interested in following you and your journey as artists, as creatives, where can I find out more about you?
Well, you can shoot us a follow at New Normal Presents. Yeah,
On Instagram?
on Instagram.
Awesome.
And we have a YouTube channel, I think, now, where we'll have our live stream shows take place.
Perfect.
So,
And will
yeah.
that be stored, or is it kind of live stream?
I think so once it's like streamed, it'll stay on the page,
Awesome.
I think, yeah. So you can watch it anytime you want. Yeah.
That's perfect. So thank you for being here. But before I let you go, we have it here on the I'm Possible show, the question F, which is the fun question. It's supposed to be fun, so
Oh.
please take it very seriously.
Okay.
Okay. What would you do if you found a penguin in the freezer?
Well, penguins, see, they're comfortable in that cold situation, you know,
Yeah.
so they're fine.
You
'Cause
just keep
honestly,
them in the freezer.
I would just stare at it at first
Uh-huh.
and then hug it probably. Because,
Like,
yeah, I feel like
yeah,
it'd be like
pat it and
soft.
keep it in there forever.
Yeah, and like keep it as a pet maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I like that answer. Manny, now you have to top that
Here's
one.
the thing. I was envisioning like a penguin that's like frozen solid. I think I'd just like look at it because like our freezer has a lot of like shit in it. Like it's just like a lot of stuff. I
Oh,
think
d-
I'd just be like, that's weird, and then
Yeah.
I'd just like shut it,
And then close it on the
Yeah.
penguin and just keep it in
and
there.
then maybe like leave, and then come back like 10 minutes later, and then be like, that's weird, and then yeah, maybe cuddle it.
Yeah, just keep it in the freezer.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and then
Awesome.
you know ask him if he's happy.
So I love those responses. So thank you very much for being here today. And thank you, dear audience, for joining us on another episode of the I'm Possible show. And stay tuned for the next one to come.
Thank you.